Hello everyone, I am Dr. K.Y. Pratibha. In this session, I would like to talk on Professor BGL SWAMY, a great Indian botanist who has contributed to the field of embryology for the 4th semester botany students. This is the photograph of the Professor BGL SWAMY. Let us know something about the great botanist BGL SWAMY. Bengaluru Gundappa Lakshmi Narayan Swamy, also known as BGL Swamy, was an eminent Indian botanist and a Kannada writer. He served as a professor and head of the Department of Botany and as a principal of Presidency College, Chennai. He was the son of D.V. Gundappa, one of the most respected Indian writers and philosophers. Education and career. Swamy studied in Central College, Bengaluru and obtained his bachelor's degree in botany. After obtaining an honor degree in botany in 1939, he worked in the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore as a research fellow. During this period, he came under the influence of Panchanana Maheshwari, which helped him in establishing intellectual contact with the several universities outside the country. He obtained his PhD from University of Mysore in 1947 and had a brief postdoctoral period at Harvard University under Dr. Irving Bailey. From 1953, he served as a professor of botany and later principal at Presidency College, Chennai. Dr. Swamy has many coveted awards to his credit, including the Birbal Sahani Award. After his retirement, he served as a visiting professor at the Mysore University. Throughout his career, he has actively engaged in his research work in the field of embryology of angiosperm. Some of his contributions are: his major field of work in botany include embryology and anatomy of angiosperms. His contributions to the field of botany include discovery of vessel-less angiosperms, studies on monocot embryogeny, helobial endosperm, root stem transition, comparison of embryos and embryoids, establishing the concept of quiescent center in all meristematic zones, new classification of embryo sac, wood anatomy, relationship between vascular cambium and procambium. He has identified several interesting plants. One of them is Ascarina, which grows in the Pacific Islands. He has named this species of Ascarina as Ascarina Maheshwari in recognition of his mentor, Dr. P. Maheshwari. He was able to provide the correct identification to plant which was wrongly identified earlier. He named this plant as Sarcandra irvine-baileyia in recognition of his research guide, Dr. Irving Bailey. He was the first to identify the helobial type of endosperm, which was the characteristic of an order called as helobiales among monocot. He proposed the conduplicate theory pertaining to the phylogeny of stamens and pistils of a flower. He has extensively worked on embryology of gymnosperms and orchids. He guided 13 PhD students handpicked by him. He has more than 300 research papers published in international journals like Phytomorphology, La Cellule, and Current Science. He received Birbal Sahani Award for his contributions to botany in 1975. A few newly identified plants, Bulbostylis swamyi Govind, Cycas swamyi, are named after Swamy. BGL Swamy as a botanist is recognized internationally through his research findings in embryology and plant anatomy. However, in his motherland, he is more popular as a writer in Kannada. Many of his books are reprinted now. Details of his works and achievements, contributions are now documented in books by different authors as a token of respect and appreciation. BGL Swami breathed his last on 2nd November 1980. Some of the awards won by BGL Swami: Karnataka Sahitya Academy Award for Amerikadalli Nanu, Sahitya Academy Award for Hasiru Honnu in 1978, Rajyotsava Prashasti by Government of Karnataka, Kannada Sahitya Parishat Award, Birbal Sahani Gold Medal by the Government of India for his work in botany in 1976. Some of the books written by BGL Swami: Hasiru Honnu, Kaleju Ranga, Kaleju Taranga, Pradhyapakana Peethadalli, Tamilu Talagala Naduve Nanu, Panchakalasha Gopara, Amerikadalli Nanu, Mysuru Diary, Palashruti, Sasya Purana, and Meenakshi Saugandha. So these are the photographs of the great Indian embryologist BGL Swami, who worked on the Parthenium plant also. And not only he was a great botanist, but he was also good in the diagrams, drawing the diagrams, and as a cartoonist also he was very famous. So these are the photograph of evolution of trachary elements, the cartoon, and the book sketch by BGL Swami. So these are the cartoon paintings of Professor BGL Swami, and he has published more than 300 papers in international journals. So these are the female gametophytes, what he worked in the plant Cymbidium bicolor, and his work on Parthenium, and some of the books written by BGL Swami: Kaleju Ranga, Diary of a Botanist, and Hasiru Honnu and Nanna Hotteli, Dakshina America, and documentaries are also available in the YouTube on BGL Swami, Swamiyana. BGL Swami documentary are available in the YouTube. BGL Swami was a multifaceted polyglot. He knew several Indian and foreign languages like Kannada, Tamil, Telugu, and a bit of Malayalam, and foreign languages like English, French, German, and a bit of Spanish. He was also an excellent painter and a cartoonist. Swami had a keen interest in music and a good violin player. He also worked as a music critic for Hindu newspaper. He translated Kirtanas of Purandara Dasa into Tamil and had it rendered in musical concerts. He also had a good knowledge of inscriptions and wrote a work in Kannada, Shasanagalli Gidamaragalu. After his retirement, Swami came to Bangalore and began to closely associate himself with the activities of Kannada Vijnana Parishad. As a president of Parishad, he tried to create scientific awareness among the masses and saw to it that more and more people write scientific articles in Kannada. Dear students, indeed, BGL Swami was a great botanist, and more than that, he was a very dedicated botany teacher who has made India proud, not only in India, even in abroad. Thank you.